rest doesn't mean lying down in bed.
For me, it's never. I keep myself occupied all the time when I was doing my degree. I was working 9 to 5, come back home, study, cook, clean, because otherwise I would be occupied thinking a lot more. When I'm working, I get good thoughts.
Thoughts, it's clouds in your head. It's just gonna keep passing by. And then you have a choice. Pick, okay, I'm gonna think about this, I'm gonna think about this. If you just spend your whole day thinking and not doing, that's where depression starts. It's when you're thinking so much that you don't do. If you can't do anything about it right now, let's use other thinking energy to things that you like to do, and then that actually gets you out of that depression. I'll do my podcast, I'll read my books, I'll call my parents, and then there's still 2 hours left of like nothingness,
day, yeah.
right? And everyone always tells you, right, how do you have time to go to the gym? How do you have time to do this? Like, you have 24 hours. Like, there's so many things you can do. If you end up just doom scrolling,
You are doomed then.
alright, Mehkan, welcome to the Hey Hami show again. Right?
Thank you,
So
guys.
the last time we were here, we were talking about a fish biryani.
I knew this was gonna come up,
Right.
really. Ever since I left, I knew that was the trademark that I left.
Yeah, fish biryani. Funnily enough, like within our circle, I feel like a lot of people talked about it.
You know,
But-
after that conversation, I think I've never even thought about it anymore at all.
At all.
Fish just left my life.
So you never ate fish biryani. See, I proved my point. I proved my point. Fish biryani ain't it.
I mean, I mean, any which ways, I was not eating it every day, obviously.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah, but I think, my mother used to cook it. I used to have it there. I think I tried it once here. I pulled it off right, but that was the only time that I cooked it. So I know that I can do it. But I just don't like the process of cooking fish.
Yeah.
So I've stopped eating fish. I'd rather just go to some like fish and chips place and just have whatever I want. That's it.
And fish, ironically enough, it's kind of hard to find in Australia, right? Like, obviously you have to go to like a grocery market,
Yes.
but in Coles and stuff, like we don't sell fish.
There's only barramundi.
Yeah. It's a weird thing, right? Because
That's
even
what
my
it
dad came
exists.
here thinking like, isn't Australia known for seafood or something?
Exactly, yeah.
But it's not.
In here, I think seafood is more about crabs, mussels, prawns. That's it, really.
Yeah.
That's what I can find, really.
So no fish biryani, yeah.
No fish biryani yet.
Okay, so I wanted to get the internet talking even more with like this Indian thing, because recently I've had a few more Indian friends, right? And then let's have this conversation of like, you guys call it dosa, right?
We call it dosa.
But I
Yes.
call it thosai.
Yes.
So
Which means sin.
Yeah, dosa means seen, right? But thosai. So what do you have any knowledge in this? Like, which one is right? Because
I think it is called dosa. Everywhere that
Right.
I've heard, I've always heard dosa.
I don't know where thosai came out, but
I think
This
it's
is-
just a matter of pronunciation, really.
it is no, but that's how it's spelled in Singapore.
Like with an I at the end.
Thosai.
There's
like-
an H as well.
Yeah,
after
yeah,
T.
that's what I mean. That's what I mean.
Are we talking about the same food again?
Singaporean Indians, listen up. Because, okay, look, they're also Indians, so I can't say like it's not right. It's not like I'm not the one saying it's thosai. Do you know what I mean? The Indian Singaporeans are the
Is there a
one.
different
Yeah,
process
this
of making it really then?
I think it's the same thing.
I'm an Indian. I'm saying it's wrong. It's wrong.
Exactly. There we go.
It should be the same thing, because usually when we buy thosai, it's like it's the thosai, and then there's the 3 different types of.
Yes.
Yeah.
Something is with coconut. The other one is something.
It's the we all know it's the one is the white one.
Yeah. One is the red one.
Red one.
And
the
the other one's
dal.
like yeah, exactly. The
Right.
lentil curry.
See,
Yes.
see,
yes.
we're the same. It's just
Yeah.
so
and then inside the one there's like a potato stuffing as well,
Yeah.
which is the best part of it.
yeah, exactly. So dosa hut.
Dosa hut. The
But
same hut.
that's
Yes.
the thing. I can't imagine going to Singapore, right? Or like Malaysia, Indonesia, and then like going to a place called Dosa Hut.
People would be like, "What sins are going on
That's
here?"
like yeah. What's it like going on? It's like, oh, I'm ready to send today, and then they go there like, wait, it's just dosa.
Yeah.
Okay, then prata. Is it parata or is it prata?
To be honest, if I be very frank with you, I'm gonna give you a new word today. It's
Okay.
actually none of this in Bangladesh.
Okay.
It's actually parota.
Which one are we going here? One.
Okay,
I got
so- okay,
I got one Bangladeshi over here, and then Uday's behind the camera, right? We got the Indian over there.
Yeah, see, I
What-
have a different one as well.
Woohoo! Tell me.
Pronti.
Is
What is it?
Pronti.
Pronti. So you just
What?
mix prata with roti.
Yeah.
What the fuck is going on, guys?
Yeah. There's different.
No, but yeah, okay. But the thing is, in Malaysia, it's roti canai.
You added something else.
Yeah,
afterwards.
I don't know what
did you say?
canai means, to be honest. I'm gonna
Changi?
I don't know what chanai means, but that's what they call it. So if let me Google it for you guys. Oh, this is gonna take a while. Flatbread, but it's the same, right? It's prata as well. So
I don't know why do they come up with the different names.
But I
because
guess
I think the process of
I
making
think-
it is same. Not that I know much, but I think so.
It would be. I think it's in the same sense that you have Victorians calling it a Palmer, right? And then you go to Sydney or like New South Wales, and they call it a palm me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I've heard that. Yes.
because I think our culture is definitely. We were talking about this the last episode. Our root is sort of the same.
It's the same, but I think it's the culture that makes it different.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because we all come from like I'm gonna kill myself with this, but Malay archipelago or something like that, and then our words are similar. A lot of our words are like stemming from the same culture, and then
Yes.
obviously we all spread to like different,
to different
continents
roots and stuff,
everything.
yes.
Yeah, even within the Indian language, there's like thousands, right, or hundreds.
Oh my
So
God, yeah.
yeah.
Well, recently the only word that I've been saying is sarangil. That's what I hear in the plane. I don't know what it means.
that?
I don't know what
That's
it
like
means.
sarang heo, bro. That's
What
like
is
Korean.
it? What does it mean?
But you
I think it's I think it's a Singaporean word.
sarang heo,
Sarangil or something.
sarangge.
So what does it mean really? I don't know what I'm saying.
Because if you're saying sarang heo, then I'm hearing Korean, not.
Yeah, that's like sarang hae is like I love you in Korean.
Yeah, because you know, I was thinking thank you more, but never mind. I'll stop saying it.
I don't know.
What language was it?
I don't know. I think I heard it in the Singaporean airport. So in the plane, when
Yeah.
you know when you're taking off the plane or whatever, people
Yeah.
are greeting you something. So they're doing this and they're like "Sangyo, Sangyo," something like this. They're saying.
Maybe their English is just
I
bad,
prob-
and they're
I-
just like, "Thank you, Singapore. What are you doing, bro?" What? Our first language is English, so we should be decent
I know,
with this.
right?
I don't know.
Yeah, I think probably I misheard the word. I need to
Best
look up
airport in the
again.
world. Come on.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. I think Dubai is up in second place, but they're always like battling.
Is it a biased opinion or is that true?
No.
No. It's like
that's
an actual thing.
stat.
Yeah. Did you actually like have a stop in Singapore's airport?
Yes, this time I traveled by Singapore.
Yeah. How
Yes.
how was Singapore's airport?
Not bad. Nice. I mean, nothing new to look at, really.
I love. Wait,
Did you stay in like did you go straight to like layover or did you like
No, I had to wait a little bit there, like 4 hours or something. Oh, yeah, 3 or 4 hours.
Oh, but did you actually like get to like walk around Jewel and like the mall side of airport?
I did saw the mall side of the airport, but I don't really spend much time there because I'm not going to be buying anything. So I'd rather just not waste my
Yeah,
time.
you
I
don't-
walk around, have some coffee or some bread or whatever. Walk around, see what is there. I don't know. Every airport looks the same to me, really.
I think you didn't explore. I think you didn't explore because like
Is there anything, something I missed?
because I would say for like translation it would be like Singapore's airport. If you walk around, it is a mall. Like the airport is a mall. It would be
To
like
be honest,
Chadston.
Oh,
Yeah.
that is then a lot of things that I missed.
Yeah, because I think you
Because I've
stayed
seen
around
a lot
the
I've seen a lot of shops, a lot of places around, but I think the timing that I landed, most of the places were actually closed.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I
What
couldn't.
time were you over there?
I think it was very early in the morning, 5 o'clock or
Yeah,
something.
okay,
Yeah,
that makes
and
sense.
probably my plane was around 8 or 9.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, everything was
yeah,
probably closed.
probably
yeah.
was closed. Exactly. Yes, probably that's why I didn't get the sparkle.
Yeah, because I think you didn't go to like all the like the what do you call it? Jewel where like the water is like a waterfall.
Yeah, the waterfall. You didn't see the waterfall?
There is a waterfall in the airport.
Yeah, you didn't see
Yes.
that?
That's why
I definitely missed something.
I just don't think you went to like the sparkly part of the airport.
Sure. That I didn't see.
Yeah. So there you go. This is Changi Airport. Oh well, it's such a small photo.
I
There you
didn't. Okay, now I know what you mean. No, I haven't seen that.
Yeah. This is just like that's why when you
No.
said it's like a normal airport.
I've seen.
no.
I know. I've seen that bit when my friends' stories whenever they travel through Singapore airport.
Yeah.
But I've seen that pictures, but I just didn't know. I don't know. I was probably not thinking much straight.
Yeah. It's so funny because I see a lot of now that I'm here in Australia, right? So obviously I have friends that hasn't been to Singapore before.
Yeah.
And then when they reach Singapore airport, they post that photo with them at the Jewel, and everybody's like, "Oh my god, I'm in Singapore! I'm in Singapore!" And then I'm looking at it like,
Really, right?
that's
See it every day.
Like,
Yeah.
that's it, bro. Like that's all. So
Yeah.
it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
But trust me, like if you compare Melbourne's airport and
Yeah.
Singapore's airport, it's a whole whole different world.
So Singapore's a lot better.
Yeah, I would say Singapore's airport is definitely a tourist site more than it is just an
Like
airport.
the airport itself has more reputation to it than it's more than an airport, you know.
I should have researched a bit more.
Yeah.
The waterfall is beautiful.
I don't want to know any more about it.
Yeah. Because she missed out. Bro, there's so many Indian like restaurants there as well, so you can find your thosai and prata. Yeah. Not dosa, yeah. But it would be funny though, like if you actually go to Singapore and then like, can I have like the dosa?
And they
then,
would be just calling the police for me.
Because that's the thing, like
Yeah.
the people serving it is not people like me, it's Indians, but Singaporean Indians.
But they're calling it
Thosai.
But they still have to call it thosai, yes.
But like I said, it's not our culture they call it thosai, it's they call it thosai. So that's why in my head, whatever that I grew up with like Indians, I assumed that was right. And then when I came here and meet Indians, everybody's like, no, that's not what it's called.
That is really not what it's called, really.
Yeah. So
Really what it's not called.
yeah. I'm sorry, guys. Like whoever's in Singapore, like I can't help you guys. I'm sorry about that. Yeah. Okay, last one.
Yeah.
Actually, we did talk about biryani. Is it because we pronounce it as biryani, not biryani?
We actually call it as well biryani.
Okay.
I mean, like the
Biryani.
focus is not more on the I, it's actually more on the Y.
Yeah,
So it's
biryani.
biryani. So it's
Yeah,
like
we have
biryani.
that,
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, at the end of the day, if you do come to Singapore, I'll be more than happy to show you around and like
Well-
actually taste. I think just taste the difference between like our biryani and like how we do it because it's mixed, right? It's
You
like
know, yeah, when I remember now, it's actually not called biryani as well in Bangladesh. It's actually called biryani.
biryani.
There is no Y in there. Well, that's how Bangladeshi people call it. It's biryani. Okay, that's it. Nobody said, "Oh, mom, did you cook biryani?"
It just sounds cooler that way, isn't it? Like if you imagine you go to like all the
Can I
Australians
get a
over here.
biryani?
Yeah, if you tell Australians that you guys want to try biryani, they'll be
It's
like,
actually
what's that?
spelled with the RI in Bengali. But I mean, the Bengali spelling is actually biryani. But I think when we're talking in the flow, it's actually called biryani. That's it.
Say biryani.
Nobody waits and
Biryani.
speaks biryani. Yeah, it's called biryani. That's it.
Yeah, nah. You know what? I'm just gonna keep calling it biryani. Now it sounds Italian.
That's how you.
Biryani. All right, dude.
Yeah.
We went quite a while with this Indian
Quite a
top-
while with the food.
but,
Yes.
actually wanted to ask you like why she's here as well is like both of us are sort of in the same spot and a lot of my friends are also in the same spot right now. The last time we were on the podcast, all of us were still sort of studying. I mean, I graduated, but now finally a lot of the friends around me are also like
As
graduated.
too, yeah.
And I think the pressure's different. It's very different because everyone's like, oh my God, Hamka, like now it's finding visa. Now I'm really alone. There's no structure because as much as school sucks to a certain extent, just like everything's given to you, you know, like the structure. So now that there's no structure, how you feeling?
Well, first of all, I never felt after my graduation, I never felt like, oh, I was alone. Because ever since I took the flight to come here, I was alone. So I've already dealt with that part in life. I mean, but obviously I made some friends, I made some bonds. Yeah, I've got people I know. So I never tell myself I'm alone. And about the structure, it's more about every time you finish something, you've got something else coming up in front of you. I mean, obviously, I was stressing a lot before my graduation happened, to be honest, because I was stressing, okay, what's going to happen? What's the next step? What job am I getting? Will I get a job? Will I get a visa? Where am I going to go? Do I have to apply for TR? Will I even get a TR? There's a lot of questions. I think I was a bit struggling and a bit occupied thinking what I'm going to do next. And I was trying to flip the cards. But now I think I'm a bit more settled. I know what I need to do. I need to look for either a scholarship for master's or PhD. I need to either look for a job. I'm looking for everything in the world. Let's see whatever happens. If nothing happens, I know something is going to be for good. I will apply for a TR. If I didn't get a TR, I will happily go back to my country.
Yeah. I think within everyone I've talked to, you are definitely one of like, in terms of mentality, I think you are very similar to me. We are like very focused. I think then the question for me would be like, for people out there, a lot of us are fucking like, we don't even know what we're doing. But what keeps you sane? Like what keeps you in this like pocket? Do you know what I mean? I don't actually know what you do. Like, I mean, other than school, but like exercise or like what keeps you in this pocket?
Well, I was actually gonna tell you that I saw I remember you told me the last time that you do sing. So
Yeah.
but I don't know, like I knew about it, but I didn't like know about it. But then recently I think you shared something like some of your music reels or something, and I
Yeah.
went into it and I was like, are you singing it?
Yeah.
And yeah, that's what I didn't realize that. I thought it's a music that you selected and you were just, making
just
a
like
reel on it.
singing on the camera
Yeah, I
for
know.
fun.
And then I was like, okay, that is you're singing it. So then, that is probably your safe place. That is probably you visit when you're sad, or you're, dealing with something at all. In my case, I think there was a time when my sanity was only dancing. I love to dance. With time, when I came here, with all the responsibilities, with all the work that I've been doing, I didn't really get the chance to spend much time to the solace that I usually take with dancing. But I think now it's more about writing, talking to my family. I write what I feel sometimes. Yeah, just spending time with myself writing. I do a little bit of painting as well. Not very unique and nice, but just
Nah, don't
paint
say
my
that.
thoughts out.
Don't say
Yeah,
that.
I mean, just put my thoughts out. That's it. And still, whenever I get time, I do get to do dancing. Yeah.
Dude.
So I think all those things, and obviously I get to talk with my family all the day. And I think every time when I'm free, I'm only talking to myself and making myself understand to not stress much. I don't think I'm not doing very good with the stress part, but I just try to not portray it a lot. Because obviously I know that my family is in a different world. They would be stressing if they see me stressing. So I still try and put up a brave face and keep moving, no matter what. And I'll keep moving.
Yeah, I think that is how you stay sane. It's like you actually keep moving, and it's one of the things where I am understanding that rest doesn't mean lying down in bed.
For me, it's never. I keep myself occupied all the time. I make sure I'm occupied. I love to work. I have loved to work always. I've loved to study always. I mean, when I was doing my graduation, obviously, when I was doing my degree, I was working 9 to 5, or even though when I didn't have the 9 to 5 job, whenever I was doing even other jobs, I still used to work the whole day, come back home, study, cook, clean. I'll not make myself free. I do not do that. Because otherwise I will be occupied thinking a lot more. Yeah. So when I'm working, I get good thoughts. I say I'm cooking, then I'm thinking, okay, what I'm going to do next? I probably will paint. What I'm going to do next? I'll probably talk to my parents. So the only time when I'm not thinking something is probably when I'm going to bed. So obviously your thoughts don't leave you alone. You still keep thinking something, but yeah.
Yeah, you're living the life of this book that I read. Don't trust your thoughts, because thoughts, it's like it's clouds in your head. It's just gonna keep passing by, and then you have a choice to like pick. Okay, I'm gonna think about this. I'm gonna think about this. But if you just spend your whole day thinking and not doing, then that's where I think I've realized as well. Like that's where depression starts. It's when you're thinking so much that you don't do. So I think, like you said, for me, right, singing and obviously this podcast and everything. What I've realized is subconscious. I didn't even realize like this has been helping me. Like why singing helps me is because when I'm thinking, I do overthink. I think a lot of people overthink. That's a common thing. But I'm trying to put that energy to like doing other things instead of like, for example, if we have like assignments going on, if we have lease in the future going on, but if you can't do anything about it right now, let's use other thinking energy to things that you like to do, and then that actually gets you out of that depression. Because sometimes I'll be like, I'll go to work, I'll do my podcast, I'll read my books, I'll call my parents, and then there's still 2 hours left of like nothingness, right? And everyone always tells you, right, how do you have time to go to the gym? How do you have time to do this? Like, you have 24 hours. Like, shut up. There's so many things you can do. But if you end up like just doom scrolling for 2 hours,
you are doomed then.
Yeah, why they call it doom scroll, right? It's because you're just taking in information, but I think you're still able to think about your stress. So you get depressed. And I mean, I still want to cut my doom scroll hours down. I'm not saying I don't doom scroll, but I still do. I just want to cut it even more. Even this morning, like I think I spent maybe 5 minutes And thankfully you messaged, you were like, oh, I'm here early. And I'm like, oh, okay, I have to
Too
get
punctual.
up. Exactly. So I have to get up. And I think you are one of the living proof of behavior as a language. We just talked about it at the cafe, right? It's like saying something is one thing, but doing is
It's-
another. Because once you start doing, like you start cooking, you start calling your parents, that's the thing that actually gains you that that rest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the sensibility of growth, really.
Mm.
Because I mean, it's like throughout the day, obviously, ever since we came here, we probably had to face a lot of rejections, a lot of downfalls. I mean, from where does the depression comes from? Why are people depressed? What is the reason? Probably a breakup, probably not a good life, probably not a good job, you know, all those things. But I'm just gonna quote myself that I once wrote. There's always a phase, there's always a phase, but never a failure. So even a failure or a success is a phase. So nothing is permanent, really. So if you're sad today, I just keep telling myself, I just keep reminding myself of everything good that is happening. I mean, obviously I do get sad as well, but I just try not to get myself overshadowed with the thought or just burden myself with all the thoughts of sadness, depression. I don't think I do very well with them. I'm not a fan of that. So I just keep myself occupied, keep myself going, keep doing something else. I mean, even today in the morning, I got a rejection from a job. And I was telling my mother the other day, you know what? I applied to probably like 15 jobs. 5 of them is rejected already. Today is the 6th one. So kudos.
Dude. Yeah, because I literally just put that on my previous reel, right? Failure isn't failure, stagnation is failure. And the more failures you get, the more experience you get.
Exactly.
And then the wiser of a person you become. I think leaning towards 2025, looking back at 2024, what was like your biggest failures? Let's share that failure, because like a lot of people are scared of failing. You know what I mean? But I think I've learned to embrace. I want to embrace talking about failures more than successes. Does that make sense?
Yes. So I don't know. I think I've had I don't want to say that any year was bad. Obviously, 2024 was a very beautiful year for me as well. I feel with 2024, the most important failure was for myself personally, because obviously I was doing everything well. I didn't had any troubles. I didn't find any troubles for myself. Obviously, I was working, was studying, everything was fine, not a lot of dramas. But I think the failure for me was that I couldn't secure a master's or a PhD scholarship before I graduated. I wanted to secure that for myself first, so I couldn't do that. I mean, you know, there's something that you decide for yourself, right?
Yep.
That I will get a better job, I'll get a better degree. So I think that was my failure. Not that I failed still, but I take that as a failure, and I'm still working on it so that I get something better. For me, that is a failure. I don't know where else I failed.
Yeah,
Probably
that
I
makes
did
sense.
failed a lot of other things.
Yeah.
But I think I'm not gonna even call that as a failure. I would just say that it's just taking a lot of time.
Yeah, because it's exactly, it's whatever that you say is perfect, because everyone has their own goals of success and failure. And then when you are actually now in 2025 and you've already done the best steps that you possibly can, right? Granted, you've done the best steps that you possibly can. You look back at it and you're like, well, it's not a failure because I've learned quite a lot.
And I mean, my thing is, I'm just doing things for myself. I'm not here to make the world a better place. I mean, I will try definitely, but I can only do and put all my efforts in everything. So I know that even when I look back in 2024, even if I tell myself, you know what, I couldn't secure a position, whereas I saw others who did. So I just tell myself, I did all my best. That's what you can do. You can tell yourself, as long as you've put all your efforts. I think we had a chat recently and I told you the same thing, that when you put all your efforts in, you should not care whatever the outcome is looking like. If it's good, well and done, good job. But if it's not good, then definitely something else better is waiting for you. And trust me, I believe in it. It happens really.
Yeah. And I think if we speak slightly spiritually, is also like having that spiritual side definitely helps.
Of course.
Not even helps. It secures your mindset.
And you call from within.
Yeah.
Like, I know that I'm always whispering my creator. I know that I'm always calling him from within. I am always talking to him, probably more than I talk to anyone else. So I really am an example that you believe it is going to happen for you. If whatever you are wanting, if that doesn't happen, just trust me, something more beautiful and glamorous is coming your way. Really.
Yeah. I think the hardest part is trusting. Trusting
And the
that
hardest
process.
part is not to stop, not to think that when a failure is a full stop. You need to take that as a comma and just keep moving. That is it.
Yeah, because prayers is like the analogy that my dad gives me is that when you pray to Allah, you still have to do your best. So for example, if you leave your car parked and then you pray to Allah like, Allah, please keep my car safe, and then you don't lock it, and then if it gets stolen, that's not God's fault.
Yeah.
Like, you have to do your best.
That's dumb, bro.
Lock your cars, everyone. But it's like it goes hand in hand, right? After you pray, then you also have to do your best. And I think this year or last year rather, it was the first time where like everyone knows when you've sincerely prayed. No one is perfect, but when you have sincerely prayed, there's what's the prayer called again? I forgot what it's called. There's this prayer that we do like in the morning. where, like,
Tahajjud?
yeah, tahajjud.
Yeah.
Yes. When you do tahajjud and then you do your best, whatever is the outcome, it means Allah has already answered your prayers. And that was a very, very weird concept that it was like the first time I tried it. So for example, if you have a relationship that you want to work out and then it doesn't work out, or if you wanted like a PhD and you don't get it, that means, and you sincerely prayed for it, that means Allah is like, there's a better path.
Exactly.
But it hurts, bro.
It does, really.
Right.
Yeah.
Because whatever that you wanted, and then now it's going like, let's say the opposite way. But
Because you have to take out the spikes yourself.
yeah.
You like, obviously it pinches you a lot, but there's a lot of things that you can't really tell everyone. There's probably 10 things that happens in the whole year that you need to deal with. Probably 6 you can share with people, 4 you have to do yourself. Like, not even your mother you can tell, probably not even your husband you can tell, right? So 4 things you have to do by yourself. So, well, it is hard. You just need to believe in yourself and believe in whoever you follow and just keep moving. The only goal in life is to keep moving. Anytime you stop, anytime you lose belief in yourself is when you get stuck. Like, if I'm thinking of the failures that I had in like last year, I will talk about the success as well. I will tell myself, when I finished this year, I was talking to myself like at night, and I told myself, okay, what did I really do this year? What was very good? And what am I wishing for the next 2025? So this year, the best thing was my parents get to do Hajj. Wonderful. I got to learn driving. Very successful
go.
thing. Yes.
I pass your license?
No,
Okay,
not yet.
maybe.
Well, I'm gonna do it. So exactly. So the next step is this year. So I got to do I learned driving, right? So now I drive car. So, and I got to open a website for my writing. So, I mean, I did had a like a page, but I created a website, whatever. So yeah. So 3 things. Good. I mean, obviously I was studying. I still have a good job. So everything else is well. So what's the goal for 2025? Just good news, successful love, successful applications. I mean, hopefully with 60 more rejections, that's all right. As long as one is successful, I'm fine with it.
Yeah, that's all you need.
Yeah. I'm trying to get my license done, hopefully, before my visa expires. I'm gonna do my IELTS. I'm gonna keep applying. I'm gonna keep thriving as long as I don't get something.
Yeah. You are living proof of whatever that like
Positivity.
positivity and like whatever we've preached, whatever we've preached, because there's so many people out there where
I know.
like I tell them just do it. Like there's no other way. It's literally on our previous episode where we brought Shia LaBeouf. I mean, we didn't bring him on, but like that video, as memeable as it was, I actually rewatched that video like twice. Just him over there like, do it! I literally watched it twice and I read the comments. Bro, everyone was like, this was a meme 5 years ago and now I use this as like motivation. Technology makes it feel like you're connected, but you're not actually connected. So for example, you can like someone's photo and it feels like, oh, you like my photo, but technically they didn't. They just pressed a button. Do you know what I mean? So I think then the next question I want to ask you is, now there's going to be the same bunch of students coming in again. Same people who just started their life. They're going to be lonely. They're going to be all this. What's you are prime example of someone who knows how to find a community. What would be like your advice for people to find the community, especially let's say if someone like you from Bangladesh and they're coming here alone, they might not be as bubbly as you, you know. So like, how do they like find a community? Do you have any tips or advice for that?
Okay, the only thing, stop finding everything. When you stop finding, things will come in a flow. When I came here first, I never looked for a mosque. I never looked for a Bengali people. I never searched for anything. I just kept doing my job. As I said, I was looking for my job. Just the moment I landed, the next day I did was trying to get a job. Just get your priorities straight. I mean, you don't have to get a job. That's not what I mean. Basically, whatever your priorities are. So probably you don't need a job. Probably you want to just get a shop. I don't know, whatever you want to do. Just get your priorities right. Just stop finding people. Just stop finding things for yourself. When you stop finding, things will come in a flow. When things come in an unexpected manner, it is more worth it. When you start looking for something, that means that you're really expecting something out of it. And when the things does not meet your expectation, that is what hurts. So stop expecting, start living.
Yeah, you are like literally the perfect example of someone who does and not say. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, because as much as we can just talk on this podcast, right? I have to live up to whatever I say. But you are just the prime example. You are the girl version of just do it. Do you know what I mean?
Do it.
Yeah, because I also learned like everyone psychology hits everyone slightly differently. I can say just do it, and some people will be like, yes, I'll do it. But someone will hear you and be like, okay, I'll do it. You know what I mean? Because I can only assume, like, if people are coming from Bangladesh, Singapore, wherever, and they're like a shy girl, they won't listen to my podcast and be like, listen to this guy saying, just do it. But when they listen to you, there's like an inspiration.
A hint for starting a podcast.
If you want to do the thing with podcasts, I mean, we can talk a little bit about podcasts. It's like, podcast is basically just a conversation that you want to hear from other people. And there's actually a lot of businesses within the podcast space as well.
Podcast is listening, like basically letting someone feed you your own thoughts.
Yeah.
You podcast is basically you put your words in someone else's mouth and you want them to speak that for you.
Yeah.
So you get people whenever you're in that mood. So say today you're in a mood of a bubbly nature. So we are having that kind of a chat, right? So tomorrow you're depressed. You will make sure that someone who's as depressed,
also depressed.
you will get someone like that, and he will feed to your thoughts, and you guys will be, we are on the same page, guys.
Yeah, and it's like a cheat code, you know, because you get the conversation that you need to have with someone, but you listen to it on a podcast as well. Yeah. But at the end of the day, I recommend everyone to go out there and actually have that conversation.
Yeah. Like as we were talking about people who are depressed or who are sad, you know, stuff like that. You will only see, like, no matter how much ever you tell them, you motivate them, because you're inspiring, you're motivating, but they will only mix with people who are as sad as them, because they like the company of them. They feel like, oh, somebody's there to share shoulders with me, somebody who's as sad as me, but they don't realize that you both are literally drowning together.
Yeah, misery loves company.
Exactly. Sad people are looking for miserable people around them. You need to look for people who are more smiling, more into, you know, recovering yourself, really. Yeah. But that's how people get more sad.
Unless you tell me like there's a business within being depressed that you can actually stay depressed and make money out of it, maybe.
Can you tell me if there is a business, if you smile, you will get work or you will get money? I'm happy to put my application down there. Right. That would be one where I would be accepted. No rejection, guys.
Right. Unless it's actually like a job that I need you to be depressed and this will move your career up there. Then yeah, but it's like a phase, right? Like
As I said, there is always a phase. There is never a failure. There's never a success. It's just a phase.
But it goes both ways, right? That's the thing. That's why I sort of like, I have a love-hate relationship with the English language sometimes, because especially when it comes to relationships, everyone is like, oh, I hope I find my happiness one day. I hope I found the person that makes me happy. And I'm like, I don't think the word happy would be a good choice of word. Do you know what I mean? I hope I can find my happiness when I get like my partner. It's like, but happiness
doesn't rely
an
on
emotion.
someone. Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's an emotion. Like, it's weird. Like, can you imagine just being with someone and just being happy all the time? Like, what the fuck is that? Like,
Exactly.
can't imagine. So, what would be your word in a relationship? Like, if someone is looking for someone, or especially, actually, we didn't talk about this. I wanted to talk about this. When people go overseas and like we do our international studies, there are a lot of people who break up, a lot of people who are doing long distance,
Yeah.
who are already in a relationship, all these kind of things. What would be like a good word for them to last longer, like last long term? Because for me personally, I've learned I don't want to use the word happiness, but someone I can build a life with, someone I can go through everything with. If I want to be happy with you, I want to have moments where I can go like very, very depressed with you, but I want to climb out together.
Okay. My take on any relationship. So I'm using the word any. Okay.
Yep.
Because say you've got a boyfriend, say you've got a husband, and you're doing long distance, right? And when you asked me this question, like, how is long distance? How do you think that long distance couples work it out? Or what would be the suggestion to them? Did we ever ask ourselves, how do you think long distance parentship is going to work out? We're doing long distance relationship. I've got a long distance relationship with my parents and my sisters at the moment, right? How am I dealing with them? I know they love me. I know our love is consistent. I know that the bond is consistent. So I think the same way as my partner as well. I would be thinking the same way if I would have had a partner. My take would be the same. Things has to be consistent. You are my family, right? That's what we are together for. So if we're doing a long distance relationship, I should not be thinking and stressing and having dramas that oh my God, I didn't call you. My parents never call me and say, you never called us. They only stress. I mean, there's never been a day that I never called them. There's always, I will make sure that I even text them or call them. But probably there's one day I'm too busy, I didn't get the time to call them. There would be not, there's not going to be a fight. They will call me stressing. They will call my friends stressing. Are you all right? Are you all right? Are you alive, really?
Yeah.
There shouldn't be a drama. Oh my God, how dare you didn't call me. Seriously, bro, just get a life. I don't want you in my life. This has to be as straightforward as it is. If you're looking for a partner, you need to look for a consistent one who will be your family. That's it. It cannot be like you don't need someone who you have to keep pleasing all the time. I mean, for how long will you do that? How long will you pull up that act for? 2 years, 3 years, 6 years? After the 6 years time, sometimes the bell will ring. What will you do then? You can't keep on for the drama a long time.
Yeah, I like the words they use. Family, constant. I think consistency is the same.
Exactly.
It's the same with anything you do in life, right?
Anything really. I mean, I've got a stuffed toy. It's a big plush. Okay. I'm in a long distance relationship with that as well. I miss that thing. I miss that. I want to take it and fly it, bring it to me. So everything, like even people who have a long distance relationship with their pets, do they stop loving them? Do they really start expecting, oh my God, if 6 years later I go back home, will they even recognize my touch? Trust me, even pets know that you're back.
Yeah.
So pets still misses you. They will still go to your room and probably sniff onto things. So why can I not expect that from my partner or my boyfriend? If I can't expect that, then you're probably not the one for me.
Yeah, you brought such a good point with like, it's not only finding a partner who's consistent with you, but you have to be consistent with yourself, right? Like you said, you call your parents every day. Like I do the same thing, and I get the same reaction with them. Like if I don't call them for one day, they'll call me like, "You okay?"
Exactly.
Because we bring such high standards of like consistency that they expect that, and I think it's a wake up call for me as well, because as someone who went through I think we chase feelings. Like with this generation, we chase a lot of feelings more than actual consistency, because feelings will come and go. Like there'll be a time where one of my friends who got married recently,
Congrats.
Yeah, congrats. I think he asked a few people, but also like I forgot what you call it, like the person who's gonna marry you, or like there'll be like a guy who asks you, like in Islam, like someone who asks you like, why are you getting married, like just to make sure, like see where these two are at. And one of the things they said, like there will be a day where it's not that you stop loving your wife, but this feeling of love and infatuation will stop one day. Then why are you going to stay in the marriage? And they were just waiting for his answer, and he's there like, oh. And that's where I woke up to being like, our generation of social media have been so engrossed in this like movie-esque emotional chasing feeling that none of us are actually chasing this constant and consistency of like a long-term relationship. All of us want that long-term relationship,
but nobody works on it. Nobody want to work on it. Everybody would expect the other person to work on it, right? So my thing is, as I said, my parents has been married for probably 37 or 39 years.
happily.
Exactly. Happily. Yeah, exactly. Happily with a habit. As I said, now it's more the sticking together game is because they're habituated with the whole thing. I love my parents. I'm habituated with them, right? But I've decided to come this far and live without them. But they both can't do that to each other because they are a couple. They're habituated with each other. But just because their marriage is 40 years old, just because they are getting old, does not mean that the love is not there. The love is there, but now it's called habit.
Yeah, it's a different love.
It's a different love language
grows,
now. Exactly. It's a different love language now. They will remind each other of the medicines. They will remind each other of food. Yeah, but they're not gonna bring roses on Valentine's Day.
That's what I mean. Like I think, or maybe not love. Like I think the idea of romance, like romance has been too.
Romance Day is probably for 1 year. I don't know how long.
I think it grows differently, like the different romance. Like I think the romance would be like buying you medication,
or opening the car door for you. That's what you expect in the first
few days.
Love,
but after a while, it's like just get in the car.
Yeah, I know, right? I don't even know if I will even expect that from anyone.
Yeah.
I don't expect anyone to open the door for me. I don't expect anyone to bring me flowers on whatever Valentine's Day or anything it is. My sister used to tell me, my eldest sister, she used to tell me to make me happy or to gift me something is the easiest thing. Because even if she picks up a stone and give it to me, I'll be happy. I'll just get the emotion. Because I even save the wrapping paper everybody gives me. So
yeah.
So it has to be that way. Things needs to be simple and consistent. The more you hype it up, the more you order like a Tesla car, oh my God, whatever extra things that you do, the more you're building up an expectation, the more you're pulling up like a fake act to keep things going. A lot of people actually do it out of love, but I think 60% is mostly doing it, not really loving to do it.
Yeah, dude. I think 2025. 2020. Nah, I'm just learning.
Oh my God, am I getting into the spiritual?
No, you're not. I think for me, just listening to you is like, it's hearing a new way to say whatever that I've been saying, but in your own method.
Yeah.
Like both of us are living the same mentality, but in different words.
Different words,
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
And different way and different approach.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's what I want on this podcast. It's like, I have my own approach. It's a little bit more, I guess, rough and masculine, but it's nice to hear like the other side of it. Because for me, in my head, it's like, I don't want to say I torture myself. I'd be like, when I wake up and if I don't go to the gym, I'd be like, are you a fucking idiot? Go! Like that's me in my head.
Yeah.
But not everyone functions in that way, and to some people it's like that's torture.
Yeah.
But hearing your perspective again and again and about consistency, I think 2025 is definitely a year of consistency.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I believe so. I hope so. I wish that for everyone really, because I see everyone making vision boards. I didn't even know it existed, something like that. I heard that from a friend. And then after I heard the word, literally in my feed everything came up with everybody creating a vision board. I'm like, guys, do you not have a vision in your head? Why do you make it for yourself, really?
I get what you mean.
I'm like, well, and my thing is, I'm just gonna do what my heart desires. I don't need a board for it, because the moment when I put the things in a board, that is when I'm expecting. Guys, stop expecting. And because if by the end of 2025, if I wanted to, I don't know what, buy a house, and if I couldn't do it, I would be depressed. You would be depressed, right? If you can't finish everything from your vision board, then 2026 vision board would be exactly the same. So I can't see any path for growth. I mean, you think that you're actually making a vision board for your growth, but I'm not against anything. Again, no hate comments really.
Yeah, but it's your idea.
It's my idea. My idea is like, do what your heart desires. The more you can find your thoughts in the board, you don't know what the next path is going to be looking like. Like in 2024, I learned driving. In 2025, I'm thinking of doing roller skates, like learning the roller blades. I might end up doing
I thought
it.
you were going to say like 2025. Now I'm going to learn flying.
You never know.
Never know. You can,
Looking at me, I might just start flying like
exactly.
this.
I wouldn't be surprised if you had like a flying, like a pilot after this, bro. I wouldn't be surprised at all.
Yeah.
Damn.
Well,
Dude, it was nice talking to you. I think I just want to end off with, yes, we are going to stay consistent this 2025. I
Yes.
think that's the key word that I'm using. Tell me, or tell everyone a day in your life, because you're just so good at this, like, just do it. Like, there's no, whatever that you're saying, right? In my head, it translates to, you're just someone who just does it. Stop writing things down. Like, you'll know in your heart, like, today, okay, I want to do this. Just do it. Just do it. But there are so many people out there, like, including myself, there'll be moments in time, like, especially when it comes to running. I go to the gym all the time, but when it comes to running, it takes me 30 minutes, all right? It takes me 30, because I'll just stare at my shoes sometimes, or like, I'll be like walking in the house. Am I going to do it? And then sometimes when I'm at the gym, I'll do an uphill walk first, and I'll be like, at least this is cardio. And then the other side of me is like, it's not running. It's not running,
it's
you
not
dumb
running.
bitch.
You're running
So-
in your mind from the thing.
Yeah, exactly. So what's like a day in your life, just so people actually like can actually see and hear and envision in their head, oh shit, she actually does do.
You know, really, when you say that out loud, like it sound like when I sound like probably that, okay, probably I'm doing everything the right way. But to be honest, like when you say workout, you can't even tell from my things that I'm saying, or I say in general, that there has been a time in my life when I worked out for 10 or 9 years straight. There's not a day I didn't do my yoga, I didn't do my cardio. No matter what exams, what class, what grade, whatever, broken leg, I will work out. But I came here, right? That's a new vision, exactly. I came here, I kept doing it for a few weeks, and because of all the works, because I was working in so many places all together. I used to work overnight, morning, afternoon, still studying. So I was working all the day. My health was crap. And I stopped working out because I was like, you know what? I'm doing so much weightlifting. Oh my God, I'm lifting this box. I'm doing so much things. I'll probably stay fit. I don't any which ways have time to work out. Stopped it, got my health shitty, stopped the works, and now I can't get myself back at working out again.
Do you want to work out this year?
I want to definitely start because I'm getting old with my bones. I need to.
You're like what, 24?
22.
Shut up. Shut up.
As I said, with my bones, so I'm not getting old, but my bones are definitely getting old. When I stand up, you will hear all the crackling. I can even do one for you now, but that's fine. But yeah, so I need to start working out. At least not like cardio. I don't think I will be on those things again because my knees are gone. Probably more like yoga, stretching, Pilates, stuff like that. But whatever. Saying that, I'm not doing everything that I do.
Yeah.
But if a day in my life, how it goes like, I wake up around 6 in the morning. So I wake up, I have my coffee, I watch something on the phone, walk a little bit at home, obviously pray in the morning first. Go to my work. I've got a 9 to 5 work. So finish, come back home because I have to travel 1 hour, sometimes more than that. So come back home around 7 or something or 6:30. Come home. If I don't have anything at home, I'll just cook. If I've got something, I'll just eat, pray again, talk at home. And then obviously I've got a few more hours left. I'll probably play some games or I'll paint or I'll dance or I'll just write something or I'll make sure that I do something effective and then I go back to sleep.
Yeah, that's
Or yes, go for a walk as well.
yeah. And this is what I said, I think in every episode when it comes to self-improvement is context, right? Playing games in itself isn't wrong if you've already worked your 9 to 5 and it's like to de-stress or whatever, like you do you.
You know,
But
it's not like phone games. It's actual games.
actual games like that.
Like board games or
that's
something.
that's
Yeah,
even better.
That's
Yeah.
better,
But
exactly.
whatever the game is, right? But the issue is with people who distract themselves, including myself, it's like sometimes we play too much and then we don't balance it. And I think routine is so key with all of us humans. As much as it sounds like, I forgot who said this, but a lot of like the top people say this. Freedom isn't actually being free to do whatever you want. Freedom is actually having a routine that you can do whatever that you want.
And any time that you can bend the routine.
Yeah, correct.
If
like
I come back home, it's not like because it's a routine that I have to come home and go for a walk. If I come back home, if I think that I don't want to do it, I just will not do it.
Yep.
I'll just keep lying down. Like, freedom is when you know that you can bend your choices anytime and still stay punctual and still keep moving. That's it.
It's such a weird, but I will definitely want to try to phrase it better in the future. It's like just even on your day off, having like a nice flexible routine. The best example is like when you're on a holiday and there are some people who are like, oh, let's just see where it goes. But to be honest, the best thing you can do on a holiday is when you plan like, okay, let's do this, this, but it doesn't necessarily mean we have to hit it at this time or this time or whatever it is. Yeah. So, Mehkan, do you have any last words for anyone out there? Because I feel like I've learned so much already from you today. Like,
no.
I don't need anything else.
Well, always good to be on the podcast, really. And, well, I don't know. I think just be yourself. 2025 is be yourself, trust in yourself, be consistent, keep moving, love your family, count on your friends, and look after your health first. It could be mental health, physical health, every health.
Yep.
Yeah, count on yourself first.
Yeah.
And don't stress much. Things will happen when it's time.
Yeah. Do the behaviors, let your behaviors show. When you do everything for yourself, it naturally resonates with the people around you.
Exactly.
It's like just you being you and like actually being inspirational. Like it makes me feel like I want to do stuff even more after this.
Good
so
to hear.
Yeah. It's the same thing with the, like you said, the depressive energy, right? If someone's depressed, then you also want to be depressed.
Exactly. Like no matter if you don't have anything to be sad of, you just probably, oh my god, shoelaces are open.
Yeah.
I'm sad.
I can't imagine. Like maybe we should bring someone. This sounds kind
are
of fucked up.
Are you sad today?
Yeah, we should bring someone sad and then her being the guest and then see whether she can be sad and then see the battle of like who has more energy.
Is the laugh louder or is the tears louder?
Yeah, which one wins? Yeah, that'd be cool. That'd be cool.
I've been feeling pretty sad these days.
Oh no!
No,